mortgage approvals are about half of what they were at the peak. Real prices in house prices in real terms are about 25% of what they were at the peak. We clearly have parts of the housing market, and Vince was making this point, particularly in London and central London, that are sort of booming. But that is not the case, for instance, in my part of the world, in South Yorkshire, in Sheffield. So I think what we've done on housing, and this is the most important thing in my view, much more important than the specific design of a scheme here or there, is that we've started the painstaking job of building more houses. The great crisis in housing in Britain for years is that we simply don't build enough new houses and we don't build enough affordable houses. And that's why, again, I'm proud of the fact it does take a while to get going.
So to be clear,
but can I just
you're happy with the Help to Buy scheme being applied to those parts of the country where house prices are already shooting up, and everybody is warning of another bubble which will burst?
Let's remember, if there's another bubble, the Bank of England and indeed the government, of course we have means by which we can anticipate that and ensure that that doesn't happen again. But it is very important at the same time to remember that the first part of the Help to Buy scheme is all about making sure that you provide funding for the building of new houses. And it's the lack of building of houses in sufficient numbers that has blighted our housing market for far, far too long. That's what creates this great sort of volatility in prices. And that's why... But can I just finish? On the issue of providing mortgages to credit-worthy borrowers. We're not talking about encouraging banks to irresponsibly lend at 120% mortgages. We're just saying that for credit-worthy, first-time
You're putting
borrowers,
a little bit more air into the bubble.
We're putting a little bit more air into giving credit-worthy customers the ability, not irresponsibly, to borrow money in order to get their feet on the first rung of the property ladder. There is nothing wrong with encouraging people to do that.
And Vince thinks you could go pop, but you don't.
No, what I'm saying is clearly in parts of the country, notably central London, the housing market is now marching forwards. But you can't set a national policy, neither the government nor the Bank of England, based only on what happens in Kensington and Chelsea. You have to think about all the other households, and as I say, your laser-like focus, that's certainly mine, and that's why, for instance, tomorrow we are debating a motion in the Liberal Democrat Party conference saying that we should relax some of the strictures on local authorities so that they can play a greater role in building more affordable homes in their local areas. That's the way that we make sure we have a sustainable recovery and a sustainable approach to housing as well.